Welcome to Domain 1, Section 1.5, AI Business Cases, Needs, Scope, and Objectives. In this session, we will look at why every AI proposal deserves a documented business case, what that business case must contain, how to run a cost-benefit analysis, and how to think about return on investment in a realistic way. Why does this matter beyond the exam? A solid business case is your best defense against wasting money on AI that looks exciting but solves nothing. It gives you a structured way to compare costs against benefits before you commit. And understanding return on investment helps you set honest expectations with leadership, so a slow start is not mistaken for a failure. Let's begin with the business case itself. Any proposed AI solution should come with a documented business case whose job is to justify the investment. At a minimum, it should spell out 5 things. It should state the problem the AI is meant to solve, explain how the solution will solve it, set out the expected return on investment based on a cost-benefit analysis, identify the risks and how they will be handled, and lay out a detailed implementation plan. Writing this down matters more than it might seem. There is enormous excitement about what AI can do, and that excitement can sweep an organization into adopting a tool with no clear purpose. Without a business case tied to a genuine need, the project is far more likely to fail. So the first real step is identifying the right problem, often with help from an internal committee, employee feedback, or qualified outside advisors, focusing on things like operational inefficiency or frequent human error. Once a problem is on the table, the organization has to make sure the chosen AI solution is appropriate, feasible, and actually able to deliver. A well-established solution removes a lot of uncertainty because its costs and benefits are already well understood from real experience. Building something brand new on an unproven, fast-changing concept does the opposite. It loads the project with high expectations and no clear path to delivering them. That brings us to the cost-benefit analysis. There are 3 kinds of costs to examine. The first is implementation cost, which covers development, licensing, and training staff. The second is operational cost, which covers ongoing maintenance, energy use, and any new salaries. And the third is risk and compliance cost, which covers things like privacy protection and managing the organization's reputation. Those costs then have to be weighed against the expected benefits, which should tie directly back to the original problem. 3 benefits show up again and again. The first is efficiency and automation, freeing people from repetitive tasks for higher value work. The second is better decision-making, drawing insight from large amounts of quantifiable data. And the third is cost reduction, by lowering labor and error-related expenses across a process. Finally, let's talk about return on investment, which simply means what you get back compared to what you put in. Industry surveys suggest that most organizations adopting generative AI do report a positive return, and often within the first several months of putting it into production. But there is a catch worth respecting. Early on, the return can look low because the upfront costs are high and people are still learning the new tool. That is why you set reasonable expectations from the start. Increase revenue and reduce costs are the easiest gains to measure, but you should also count human factors, like happier employees and a better customer experience. Let's bring it all together. Every AI proposal should rest on a documented business case that names the problem, the solution, the expected return, the risks, and the plan. A cost-benefit analysis weighs implementation, operational, and compliance costs against benefits like efficiency, better decisions, and lower costs. And return on investment should be judged patiently, measured through both hard financial numbers and softer human gains. You now have a clear framework for justifying any AI investment. Every important topic and idea from this session is covered in the multiple choice questions on RooCloud.com. Before you move on to the next session, work through the chapter-wise questions there, because reasoning through them is the surest way to make this exam ready. Practice first, and then move forward with confidence. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next part.